Hello everyone, so we are going to continue with part 2, which is going to be our practice and modeling section for the skill of chunking. So what I did here was I broke up the text into 3 paragraphs. Usually when you're reading a text, you'll see an indentation which tells you that a new paragraph is starting, but in this text what they did was they put a double space here, so that's how I knew that this was one section. And then also I knew that this section here continued onto this part of the page because there wasn't a period here. It just moved on into the next sentence on this part of the page. All right, so this text is in 3 separate paragraphs. So that means we're going to read and pause on 3 different occasions, okay? So we are going to start with paragraph 1. Anansi the spider had 6 sons, each of whom had a special talent. One day, Anansi set off on a long journey. On his travels, he was eaten by a giant fish. Anansi's first son, Troubleseer, could see trouble from far away. He sensed something was wrong and called to his brother, Road Builder. "Quick, build us a road to take us to father," so Road Builder did. So we finished the first section, so now we're gonna pause and then we're gonna think about what we read. So as I'm thinking, I'm looking back into the text, because remember, we always have to go back. So now I'm going to highlight what happened. What's the most important thing that happened? So we know that Anansi is the main character because that's his title. And then we also know that his sons are important as well because they are also in the title. So we need to know what happened to Anansi. So in this section, Anansi, he was eaten by a giant fish. And this was while he was on his journey. Okay, so these are the key words, the key events that happened in this part. But this is also about his son, so we have to think about what did his sons do when this happened. So now I'm looking at the second part of this section. So his first son, Troubleseer, his power is that he can see trouble from far away. So Troubleseer sensed something was wrong. Then he told his brother, Road Builder, told them to build a road to take us to father. Okay, so I underlined the key events that happened in this first section. Notice I did not highlight whole sentences. I just highlighted the key words and then I'm putting them into a single thought. So Anansi, he was eaten by a giant fish on his journey or during his travels. The next thing that happened was Troubleseer sensed that something was wrong. Then he told his brother Road Builder to build them a road. Okay, so in my chart, I'm gonna keep track of these events. So in paragraph 1 here, and I will take a picture of this so you guys have an example. The first thing that happened was Anansi was eaten by a fish on his journey. The second thing that happened, Troubleseer felt that something was wrong, and so he told his brother Road Builder to build them a road to take them to their father. All right, so once I understood and identified what happened in the first paragraph, now I can move on to the second part of the story to figure out what happens next. When the 6 sons reached the fish, River Drinker drained the river with a single gulp. Then Animal Skinner skinned the fish, freeing Anansi. Suddenly, a giant eagle picked up Anansi. Rock Thrower tossed a stone at the eagle, who dropped Anansi. Quickly, Ground Pillow lay down to cushion his father's fall. Anansi landed safely on Ground Pillow. The sons had rescued their father. Wow, a lot of stuff happened in that paragraph. Lots and lots of details. So again, a lot of things happen in that, but what is the most important part? So I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna think about that before I move on to paragraph 3. So based on what we read, we know that each brother did their part to save their father. So instead of underlining everything that each son did, the most important thing is that the sons saved their father. All right? So in this case, this one sentence summarized everything that happened here. All right? So instead of writing all that down, again, all I'm gonna write is that the sons rescued their father. So again, in our anchor chart for paragraph 2, instead of writing what each son did, we're just gonna say that Anansi's 6 sons rescued him. All right? I know some of you are like, thank you, Miss Perez, I don't have to write that whole paragraph. Nope, you do not, just one sentence, that is it. All right, so now we have identified the key events that happened in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. So now we are ready to move on to paragraph 3. All right. To thank his sons, Anansi decided to give them his great glowing globe. But which son deserved it most? Anansi couldn't decide, so he gave it to Naima, the sky god. Now Naima keeps the globe for all to share. And you can see it too every night. Just look up after the